Have you ever wished you had a magical backpack? Imagine you put a drawing inside it at home, and when you get to school, you reach in and pull out the exact same drawing. Then, your friend on the other side of town could reach into their own magical backpack and find your drawing there too. That's a little bit like what cloud storage is for our digital files. It's a way to store your photos, documents, and videos not just on your computer, but in a safe place on the internet. This digital place is what we call the cloud, and it lets you get to your stuff from anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection. It's like having a universal storage locker that you can open from your phone, your tablet, or any computer. So how does this magic actually work? The secret ingredient is something called syncing, which is short for synchronizing. Syncing is the process that makes sure the files in your magical backpack are always the most up-to-date version, no matter where you open it from. So, how does your computer know when to send a file up to the cloud? It's not magic, it's science. Think of it like having a super-fast digital mailman living inside your computer. This mailman's only job is to watch a special folder, your cloud folder. The moment you save a new file into that folder or make a change to an existing one, the mailman sees it. It immediately puts a stamp on that file and says, "This one is new," or "This one has been updated." It then knows it needs to send this changed file up to the cloud's main post office, which is the master storage we talked about earlier. Instead of sending the entire file every single time you make a tiny change, many smart cloud services are more efficient. Imagine you wrote a 100-page story and all you did was fix one typo on page 50. A really smart mailman wouldn't mail the entire 100-page book again. Instead, it would just send a little note that says, "On page 50, change the word te to thee." What happens if you and a friend are both working on the same school project at the exact same time? Imagine you're at home on your laptop, and you change the title of your science report. But at the same moment, before your change can sync, your project partner opens the same file on their computer at the library and changes the first paragraph. Now there are two different versions of the file trying to become the master copy in the cloud. This is called a conflict, and cloud systems have clever ways of dealing with these digital disagreements so that no one's work gets lost forever. The simplest way a cloud service handles a conflict is by refusing to choose a winner. The cloud service will save both versions. You might see a new file appear in your folder named something like Science Report, conflicted copy from Sarah's laptop. Some more advanced systems, especially those designed for collaboration like Google Docs, handle this even more gracefully. Think of it like a magical piece of paper where you and your friend can write at the same time. You can see your friend's pen moving and writing words on the page in real time, and they can see yours. You might be typing in the first paragraph while your friend is adding a picture at the end, and the document just accepts both changes as they happen. Where exactly is the cloud? Well, it's not actually floating in the sky. The cloud is really a network of huge, powerful buildings called data centers, and these are located all over the world. You can think of a data center as an enormous high-tech library, but instead of books, it's filled with thousands and thousands of special computers called servers, all stacked up in tall racks. These servers are where your files, like your photos, documents, and videos, are stored. When you upload a file to the cloud, you're actually sending a copy of it to be stored on one of these servers in a data center that could be hundreds or even thousands of miles away. To keep your data extra safe, they make multiple copies of it and store them on different servers, often in completely different data centers in different cities or countries. With our files living on servers all over the world, you might wonder, how do we keep them private and safe? Cloud companies take security very seriously, and one of the most important tools they use is called encryption. Think of encryption as writing your file in a secret code. Before your file even leaves your computer to travel to the cloud software scrambles it up into an unreadable jumble of letters and numbers. Only you, with your special account password, have the key to unscramble it and turn it back into a normal file. This secret code protects your files in two important places. First, it protects them while they are traveling over the internet. So even if a clever hacker managed to intercept the data along the way, all they would see is gibberish. Second, your files are also kept in that secret code while they are being stored on the servers in the data center. Of course, the most important part of this security system is you. While cloud syncing can feel like instant magic, it's important to remember that it relies on your connection to the internet. The speed and quality of that connection can have a big impact on how quickly your files update across your devices. Think of your internet connection as a highway. If you're sending a very small file like a short text document, it's like a single car that can zip down the highway very quickly. But if you're trying to sync a huge file, like a high-definition movie or a giant folder of photos, it's like a massive convoy of trucks. Sometimes you might find yourself in a place with no internet at all, like on an airplane or camping in the mountains. Most cloud services have a feature for offline access. Because syncing isn't always instantaneous, it's a good habit to be mindful of the little sync status icon for your cloud service. Before you shut down your laptop after saving a big important file, it's a great idea to glance at that icon and make sure it says that the sync is complete. This little bit of patience ensures that the latest version of your work has safely made its journey to the cloud and will be ready and waiting for you on your other devices. Today, it's hard to imagine our digital lives without the convenience of cloud syncing. Major companies like Google with its Google Drive, Microsoft with OneDrive, and the pioneer Dropbox have made this technology a part of our everyday experience. But they all share the same goal: to free our data from being trapped on a single device. This technology has completely changed how we work, especially with the rise of remote and hybrid teams. My take on it? Cloud syncing is one of the most wonderfully useful and quietly revolutionary technologies of our time. It's a perfect example of complex science working in the background to make our lives simpler. However, it also reminds us how dependent we are on a stable internet connection. Ultimately, cloud syncing represents a fundamental shift in how we think about our files and our data. Instead, they have become fluid, accessible, and dynamic parts of our digital identity, ready to follow us wherever we go. From finishing a presentation on the train to sharing vacation photos with family instantly, syncing has woven itself into the fabric of modern life. It's the invisible, magical thread that ties our many devices together, creating one unified, continuous digital experience. The future isn't just stored on a computer, it's stored in the cloud and synced to everywhere.